I refused to save my wife's boss after he called the police on her. Now he's... Am I the a-hole?
I don't think I have anything funny to say about that. That's kind of sad.
Well, get ready to go down the chaos train. My 24 male partner's 23 female, close friend and boss 50s male at the mechanic shop needed a liver transplant. They'd been on the list for a while and getting nowhere. Lots of us got tested and I was a match. We were all happy and thrilled that this direct donation could take place. I think if you give your boss a liver, you are entitled to a raise.
I think that's how it works.
A week before the surgery date, police showed up at our house to arrest my partner as her boss. Person who was getting a piece of my liver had accused her of theft.
What? Don't bite the hand that feeds you, man.
He claimed she'd stolen thousands from his bank account and stolen from the cash box. The police showed us the CCTV in which she reaches into the box, takes the money, and walks out of frame. 15 times, 15 days, 15 accusations. The police admitted they had no proof it was theft and no clue on the amounts taken as she used the box to take customers' money and change. The police also say they didn't see how she accessed bank accounts and that they felt this was some sort of insurance fraud and they needed a scapegoat.
Oh my God. So the boss is trying to commit insurance fraud while also trying to get a liver.
Poor timing on the bosses.
So bad.
You know, like if you're going to accuse someone of insurance fraud, don't wait until you get your liver. I immediately rang the hospital and my transplant coordinator and backed out of the surgery. We got on with our lives. Partner found a new job and attended the court date where the case was thrown out 6 months later. A week after the case was dismissed, we got word boss had died.
Wow. That's fully on the boss, unfortunately. Like that really, that's very sad, but
somewhere in my liver, I feel that he deserved it. No one else had been a match or willing to get tested after news got out, and they never found a match in the transplant system in time. I feel so guilty. I allowed someone to die, pretty much murdered them. I let pettiness get in the way of saving a life. Partner and friends feel I did the right thing. None of this is on me, and not giving a piece of me to a person possibly putting my partner in prison for a long time a week before surgery is my choice and the right choice.
That's just bad planning on the boss's part.
The boss's friend and family have been ringing nonstop, harassing us at our jobs and posting online a lot how I'm a murderer and the boss, that I should have given the liver anyway and have been a good person. I feel I should have given it, but who bites the hand that feeds?
That's what I said.
I didn't want to get cut open, risk dying, and other complications for someone who didn't care for me and mine. But now someone is dead, something I could have prevented. I'm conflicted and losing sleep over this. So am I the a-hole for not giving my liver to the person accusing my partner of theft and them later dying? So Sophia, I want to know what everyone else thinks in the comments. Put it immediately. And also, if you've ever given your liver to anyone or any part of your body to someone else, let us know in the comments. But Sophia, what do you think? Is OP an a-hole?
Absolutely not. OP, that like the boss made a goof.
The boss made a goof.
The boss made a goof.
Boss made a big goof.
That's not your responsibility. No horses, no race.
I want to know who you would give your liver to.
Who would you give your liver to?
I would give your liver to
my
me?
Liver to you.
Okay. Mom?
Oh, you give my liver to mom?
Dad?
Yeah.
Homeless man on the street.
Of course.
You would give your liver to the homeless man on the street.
Maybe if I was signed up for like one of those like where people request livers and then you're like, oh yes.
All right. So if anyone needs a liver.
If you really need it,
Sophia is your liver. Gal, I guess, freely donating her liver to anyone who asks.
Only if they really need it.
All right. Free liver. Call Sophia. 1-800-FREE-LIVER.
Free liver.
Who would you give your liver to? Put your answers in the comments. Let's get into the next one.
I was in love with a guy from my esports club, but he was in love with the whole club.
The whole club?
The whole club. This actually comes from a YouTube comment from Melissa Flores 8220. At the time, I was in a 2.5-year relationship with Dan. This is important. We were both 18 at the time, and Dan went to university far away, so we were doing long distance.
Okay.
It wasn't really working that well for us, but we were working on it. I started community college and I joined the anime and esports club.
Huge.
I joined a friend group. There was Ted, Cole, and Lisa. I got close to Ted and Lisa because they trusted me to tell all their past traumas. Okay.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding at the esports club. Ted was the funniest and coolest guy you will ever meet because he told us the craziest stories.
Oh man, I think someone's in love with Ted.
Ted was a pro race car driver.
Bro, and Ted sounds sick.
And he was going to Tokyo to drive professionally.
Oh, he's so cool.
Plus, he was rich.
Oh, bro. Dan doesn't stand a chance.
I got close to him the most because we had 2 a.m. therapy sessions on calls and in person. Oh my.
Like as he like they were just like chatting
At 2 a.m.
until 2 a.m.
Yes.
in person.
And on call.
Sounds like Tokyo race car drivers.
Sounds like you should Tokyo drift away.
Sounds like you're Tokyo drifting away from Dan.
Yeah. I didn't want to pursue a relationship with him because I love Dan.
Do you though?
But Ted told me to break up with him because I deserved better. I said that I didn't want to break up with him, but I wanted to work on a relationship. Lisa, so we're getting back to Lisa,
okay,
was dating Cole. But before that, she was dating another person in the friend group. So people didn't really like her as much.
Everyone's dating everyone. Oh my God.
Everyone's dating. As I said, that's what the title said.
This friend group is incestuous.
It's incestuous. So people didn't really like her as much because she was jumping from bro to bro.
Bro to bro. No
I
one
told
likes
Lisa,
a bro hopper.
No one likes a bro hopper. I told Lisa that I had feelings for Teddy. Oh, it's Teddy now. And that I wasn't that serious about it. She said that Ted was.
She's calling him names like Teddy. Went from Ted to Teddy.
Ted to Teddy.
Sounds like you're getting a little familiar, OP.
And Dan's going to Daniel.
Yeah.
From Dan to Daniel.
Mr. Daniel.
Oh, she said that Ted was a cool guy, so she didn't blame me. The day before Ted left for Tokyo, he told me that he loved me and he hugged me. I kept in touch with him every day, but one day...
No kiss?
No kiss.
No kiss.
But one day, Lisa told me she broke up with Cole. I wanted to be there for her, so we were on Discord and doing a spa day. Lisa confesses that she started dating Ted a week before she broke up with Cole. Unbelievable. And that Ted...
But OP shouldn't care because she loves Dan.
That's so true. OP,
Yeah.
you said you love Dan.
You said you love Dan.
But Ted told her he loved her right after he told me in the car.
Well, you shouldn't care. He's
You
moved
shouldn't
on.
care. You should be with Dan. I was furious. I called Ted and confronted him and said he was a piece of shit. Cole called me afterwards to tell me that he wanted to thank Lisa for nicely breaking up with him, but he didn't know why she... Oh, but he didn't know why she did, though. Oh, no. He wanted to say he appreciated that she didn't cheat and broke up amicably, but I told him the truth, and he sobbed about how he felt betrayed and that he truly loved Lisa. Right after the call, Dan calls me that he was on his way to my house to talk to me. We talked, and he said that he wanted to break up because long distance wasn't for him, and he stopped loving me a couple months before. OP has lost Ted, lost Dan. Lisa has been exposed for cheating on Cole
with Ted. This friend group's falling apart. And this is why you don't f your friends.
Oh my God. This was at the time when I got kicked out of my house and I was living with Dan's parents. So I moved in with my grandma. So it was a pretty messy breakup. That sounds pretty messy, OP.
The only thing though is Ted sounds cool as f.
Ted sounds kind of cool, but he sounds kind of
race car driver.
Well, he's actually playing with their hearts.
What's OP's name?
Melissa Flores 8220.
Melissa Flores 8220. Thank you for sharing your story. We actually have been reading a lot of the comments of people sharing stories in the comments. So if you comment and make sure to publicly subscribe, we might just read it.
You might just read it.
My selfish wife ate my food without asking, so I refused to cook for her ever again. Earlier this year, we both decided that it was time for us to get back in shape. I decided to research some macro-calorie friendly cooking recipes and got into meal prepping. My wife stuck with it for a few weeks, but ultimately decided to quit. Luckily, this wasn't too much of an issue for me. She's a nurse and frequently works much later than I do, as my typical day is from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is a pretty early 6 a.m. So I would make my meal prep meals for the week on an off day, and then I would make dinner like I did prior. When I meal prep, I make 6 days worth of 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and just swap around lunch and dinner. I left last week Thursday morning for work and planned on coming back Friday morning and stopping through home, grabbing anything I needed, then heading into the office. This was known for weeks in advance.
For weeks. He has it planned out for weeks.
So I didn't spring this on my wife. I figured that she would be able to make sure she and our kid got dinner that night and breakfast that next morning. The next morning, I'm running late and drive through home looking for my last breakfast and lunch for the week, and they're gone.
They're all gone.
Vanished. I don't have time to ask my wife, nor do I want to wake her up early before her shift, so I just go. I end up skipping breakfast and lunch. I get off work and I'm starving and decide I'm going to eat dinner early. And when I look for my dinner that night, it's not there.
You know, I will say this may seem a little dramatic, but I feel for OP.
But yeah, dude, OP's hungry. OP's hungry. hungry.
I get hungry.
Yeah,
If
I
I
get
don't eat my
hangry.
breakfast, I pass out.
This is what set me off. When my wife gets home, I ask her, "What's up?" And she admits to everything. To eating my meals. I tell her that I had portioned out food for an entire day and she ate all of it in a single night. She said it was my fault as I didn't make anything for her and our kid to eat, and I just left the meal prep things so they had to eat those. We got into an argument and she told me I was being selfish. So now I decided that if I'm being selfish for expecting her to feed herself for one night, I would just not cook anymore, as I'm doing a lot of work for a selfish person.
No, this
Preach.
goes both ways. You got to learn how to cook. If
Yeah.
you're going into a relationship with someone, you either have to cook your own meals or you have to switch off.
For the past week, I made my meal prep meals and store them at work and let her figure out what she wants to do for dinner by herself. Of course, I still cook for a kid, but only one portion, small enough for him to eat by himself. I told her I would keep this up, that she would learn to cook for herself if she's not happy about it. She told me that she's too tired when she comes home from work to cook and that I'm being incredibly petty. I think I'm justified and I'm pushing her to learn a life skill that she should have by now. So, am I the a-hole? I want to know what y'all think. Put your answers in the comments. But Sophia, give us your final judgment.
I don't think so. I think that OP's wife needs to learn how to, like, you don't have to be a 5-star chef,
but you need to learn how to feed
learn
yourself.
how to feed yourself.
Yeah.
Because also, like, especially when you have a kid, I feel like both parents need to know how to cook.
Yeah, I think it is a necessary life skill. But my question is this the best way to teach the wife how to cook? Like, she seems very resistant. So, like, I mean, it could be. Is this the best way to do it?
I don't know. Maybe she needs to take some cooking lessons.
Yeah, I think it's more that maybe she's just like, she doesn't feel like she has the time or the energy.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
OP's working hard too. Well, let us know what you think in the comments. This has been my beautiful sister on the show.
Hello.
So round of applause.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.